Hey everyone! So today's look is going to be high glam, high class makeup. Maybe not high class. I guess it kind of depends on, you know, who's wearing it. How many people you've seen out in the parking lot lately. Catch me outside, how about that? Anyway, many of these products are budget friendly. So if you guys want to keep on watching, I can show you how to get a quick, easy, high fashion look, then keep on watching. So I just primed my face with my setting spray that I make. Now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is, I think, for perfecting. It fills in your pores. It's like the Professional, but I've used it so long and had it so long that it's totally rubbing off. And I just pack this into the areas of my face where my pores like to party. That would be my cheek area, down my nose, and just this forehead region right here. It's like I don't have a T-zone, I have like a broccoli zone. It's like a tree, like a cartoon fart zone. Now once that is sufficiently rubbed in, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Total Control Drops. And the reason I'm going in with this is because it's too dark for my skin. It'll all make sense in a minute. So I'm just gonna right about now, I see some of you going, too dark for you, girl. Well, let me tell you something. This foundation oxidizes like a mother. So in about 10 minutes, this John is gonna be so friggin' dark, you're gonna be like, are you wearing blackface? That's so rude. But I'm concentrating it on the lower part of my face where I'm gonna contour, and then on my nose. I'm just kind of touching it under my eyes. I'm not really blending it a lot up there. And I do pull it onto my forehead just so that everything's really balanced. But I really just want it down here on the lower portion of my face. That's where I want the most coverage out of this foundation. And this is the lightest shade that they make in the Total Control Drops. However, it's still a little too dark for me once it really sets. And then I just pull it onto my neck area so that by the time it sets down, it's not, you know, really splotchy. So it feels like nothing. And it covers all my acne scarring. And now because this is a super, super liquidy foundation, now that it's everywhere I want it, I'm just gonna ponce over certain areas with my beauty blender to make sure that there's nothing streaky. Because streaky foundations really like to settle. So I'm gonna go in with my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. This is literally the lightest concealer I've ever found that's not totally white, and she actually does make a white one too, but it dries pretty quick. So I'm gonna start just under my eye and blend that first before I apply anything else. And I'm also going down really tight against my nose because that's gonna make the too dark foundation contour my nose a little bit as it starts to oxidize and set down. Now I'm gonna pull it down my nose and in this area here. And then I'm gonna go into my smile lines. Touch those with a little highlight, some down here, and some on my Cupid's bow. And now that the foundation's really starting to set, you can start to tell a difference between where the foundation is and where my concealer is. It's starting to look like apparently two different colors. And now I'm gonna come in right along my jaw and throw some concealer there. Not to conceal, but to highlight. And this is really gonna help fade out the color of that foundation and turn it into more of a contouring shade and add a little bit of like bronzing to my face. So looking at that, it doesn't look super unblended. It just looks like more natural, but it gets that in so that it's ready to go as you move on. And by the way, I blended in that foundation with the e.l.f. Sculpting Face Brush, $3 brush. I just really like this brush for this foundation. There's really no rhyme or reason. Now I'm gonna go in with the powder that I make under my eyes and start baking. And I'm also gonna bake down my nose and on my chin and around my jawline, because those are the areas that I tend to touch more than any other area. And then my forehead, just because that's where I get oily first. Now everywhere else, I'm just gonna kind of let that relax. And then when I brush off the bake, it's gonna take down any leftover foundation. I think now that my bake is on, I look like I've contoured a little bit, but I haven't. It's just highlighting, it's like non-touring. So now I'm gonna go in and just touch these brows for some love. Do you guys want a video all about brows? Let me know in the comments if you do. Because my eyebrows are actually really different than, I would say, 80% of the population, and certainly the YouTube community, just because they're almost totally invisible. But I actually have a lot of brow hair. So if you guys are in the redhead or light blonde natural family and you want help with your brows, let me know in the comments below and we'll figure it out. Now I'm going in with my NYX brow pencil in taupe. And because we're going for a slightly more glam look, I'm gonna try and do that. I very rarely deviate from my everyday brow shape, so my glam brow look is, not gonna lie, it's pretty similar to my everyday brow look. I just arch it a smidge higher. And I fill it in a smidge more. I love to do my brows before I put any powder up here because it just makes the pencil like glide on so much nicer and I don't have to push as hard. Which my eyebrow is like, thank you, Jesus, thank you. And I'm just gonna use the spoolie to kind of naturally fade out that middle area. And then I'm gonna go back in with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Brunette to darken up the hairs further back from the starting point a wee little bit because it's gonna help with that natural progression. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So now I'm gonna go in with my big ass fluffy brush from Sephora, dust off the bake, and as I dust off the bake, I'm also dusting the bake onto the areas that didn't get powdered to help set them and keep them locked in all day. And now I'm going to move on to the eyes. So some of my very favorite like foiled eyeshadows are at the drugstore, and they are the L'Oreal 24-Hour Infallible eyeshadows. And they are so pretty. They've got so many colors and they all just do like a super fabulous job. They've got like a gunmetal onyx one. I'm gonna use this really pretty silver one today. And first I'm just gonna grab my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and throw a little color in my crease so that I'm not putting this on nothing. And again, holding on very lightly to the outer part of the brush, I just sweep that all over the eye contours. And then once I get a little definition, I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous color here in Silver Sky. I'm gonna grab this little one. It's a little Anastasia one. It came with one of her eyeshadow palettes. And I'm gonna spray this down with a little MAC Fix Plus spray. And then I'm gonna saturate and I'm gonna go in. And then when you get all the glitter in the world falling down on your face, just brush it away. So I love this look. I think it's really, really pretty. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of Gilded Envy, sort of an ashy, silvery gold. Using that same Anastasia brush, I'm just gonna pop this on the outer crease to deepen it a bit and give it more dimension. And then using the other side of that brush, I picked up the tiniest bit of that color and I'm just smoking it into the corner where the brown still is from the Kat Von D palette, just to connect the two a little bit. Now I'm grabbing Gilded Envy again on that same small Anastasia brush and sweeping it onto my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna dip back into the Silver Sky color and put that on the rest of my lower lash line. And what I love about that is it sort of opens up your eye a little bit because the Silver Sky is such a light color that it brings a lot of light to the center of your eye. And again, I'm just gonna dust off my cheeks. Now, dip back into the Kat Von D palette. Stick that there. And I'm gonna run it down the sides of my nose and a little bit on the under part there. And then, y'all know, we have to give me a jaw. And then I grab the brush that I like to use for bronzing, pull it down so that it's not as harsh. And then I dip into my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Hit that forehead. Carve it out. Just kind of dab it on the cheeks. And then I just kind of use whatever's left on the brush to keep pulling my contour down so that it doesn't look too cray. Now I like to dip into a blush. Blossom Time Rose Powder Blush. Then I dip into the Kat Von D highlighting shades, the very lightest one where there's a big ass hole in it because I use it all the time. And I draw like kind of a heavy line like that. And I end it just under my bottom lip. And I'm gonna leave that like that until I finish doing my makeup. And then I'm gonna brush it in and brush it away a little bit, and that is gonna define my contour and keep it from looking muddy. Do a little liquid eyeliner, shall we? And I want my eyeshadow to speak for itself, so I don't wanna do crazy eyeliner. Holy crow, man, it's so windy today. Then I'm gonna reach for my white eyeliner by Urban Decay and throw that in there. I like this purpley gray that they make. It is called Empire, and I just go in and touch it super lightly to the outer third of my eye. And then I grab the same brush that I used to apply that foiled liner by Anastasia and blend it out. Now that we've got that together, I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I'm going in with the Colossal Big Shot by Maybelline. I've really been loving this. It was in my January favorites. If you do not have it yet, I highly recommend. Once I have my mascara on, I always feel like this finally looks like something. Pick up one of my fluffy brushes, diffuse out that line, but my contour already looks so much better. And then I'm gonna do my lips. So I'm going to pick up Designer Blood by Jeffree Star, one of his holiday collection liquid lipsticks. Obsessed. So something really interesting about Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks is I never use lip liner with them and they never feather. They just rock. So that's cool. And now, while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna reach into my Jeffree Star Cosmetics highlighter in Princess Cut, my absolute favorite highlighter in the entire world. Load my brush, pop that all over the whole area of cheekbone, tip of the nose, down the nose, tiny little bit on the cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin. By little, I evidently meant a lot. And now for this hair, I'm gonna pull it down and see how bad it is, because who knows, it might be okay. Okay, no, it's pretty bad. I'll be right back. So here's the finished look, guys. I have the rest of my hair up in a little bun. The last thing that I did was I grabbed some of Amber Rush and I just used a little blending brush and packed this onto this lip. So that is it, you guys. That is the finished look. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment below. To see more stuff like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every single Monday and Thursday. My channel's expanding. I'm gonna start including videos on essential oils. Stay tuned and I will see you guys Thursday. Bye!